Everyone, once again welcome back to our YouTube channel Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topics under aero engineering thermodynamics, that is steady flow energy equation, which had been also asked in university question. The question they give like this: derive the steady flow energy equation along with application, or they will give a numerical problem based on steady flow energy equation. Doing delay, let's start steady flow energy equation. Steady flow energy equation, in shortcut we call as SFEE. So suppose I am taking here a open system, and this line represents the datum line. I am taking suffix 1 to denote for inlet of the system and suffix 2 to denote the outlet of the system. So this one is the inlet of the system and this one is the outlet of the system. Suppose V1 velocity of a fluid at inlet and V2 velocity of a fluid at the outlet of the system. The distance between the datum line and inlet of the system, let it be Z1, and the distance between the datum line and outlet of the system, Z2. Similarly, the area of duct at inlet, I am taking A1, and area of duct at outlet of the system, A2. The thickness of the duct here, X1, and the thickness of this duct, X2. So see, this one represent the system. Okay. Now outside of the system, or you can tell between the system and surrounding, there is a system boundary. So this one represents the system boundary. System boundary. I am taking Q12 as a heat exchange between the inlet and outlet of the system, and W12, that is work between the inlet and outlet of the system, denoted as W12. So we all know that from the first law of thermodynamics, energy can't be destroyed, but it can convert from one form to another form of energy. So whatever the amount of energy we are giving at inlet of the system, that must be equal to the total energy at the outlet of the system. So let's see, E1 denote the sum of total energy available at inlet of the system, and E2 denote the sum of total energy at the outlet of the system. So what are the energy available here? Just see, the fluid is flowing, so kinetic energy may be there, and the inlet of the system is at a distance of Z1 from the datum line, so there is a potential energy also, and this fluid is flowing from inlet to outlet, so there is a flow energy also, and internal energy of the system is there. Similarly, so I am going to write all the energy available in inlet of the system. So kinetic energy plus potential energy plus flow energy plus heat exchange between the inlet and outlet of the system. So Q12 plus internal energy internal energy for inlet of the system. In the similar way, at the outlet of the system, there is also kinetic energy, potential energy, flow energy, and there is one more, work done between the inlet and outlet of the system, and plus internal energy of the system. So for outlet, kinetic energy plus potential energy plus flow energy plus work done between the inlet and outlet of the system plus internal energy of the outlet. We know that kinetic energy equal to 1 by 2 mva square plus potential energy is gz1 plus flow energy is p1 v1 plus q12 plus internal energy equal to u1. Okay, in the outlet of the system, similarly, kinetic energy equal to half mva square plus potential energy is gz2 plus flow energy p2 v2 plus work between the inlet and outlet of the system w1 2 plus internal energy of the outlet of the system. Now here the mass must be equal, because if in inlet, if we are giving 1 liter of fluid, that fluid passes through inlet to outlet of the system, so this mass is equal. Or suppose for 1 liter I am taking mass of a fluid as 1 liter, so this mass in the place of m we are substituting 1. Okay, so if we substituting the value of m1, so the equation becomes v1 square upon 2 plus gz1 plus u1 plus p1 v1 plus q12 equal to v2 square upon 2 plus gz2 upon plus u2 plus p2 v2. And we know that enthalpy H equal to internal energy plus flow energy. Okay, so substitute the value of u plus pv here in this term, u plus pv, in this term also u plus pv equal to H. So we get the equation, this equation modify as v1 square upon 2 plus this term equal to h1 plus gz1 plus q12 equal to, here also this term equal to h2, so v2 square upon 2 plus gz2 plus this become h2. Now we are taking the similar term as in one side, so this equation finally become q12 equal to v2 square minus v1 square upon 2 plus g times z2 minus z1 plus h2 minus h1 plus work done of w12. Okay, here w12, here also w work done between 1 2. Okay, so this equation, take this equation as 2. This equation represent the steady flow equation. So equation 2 represent the steady flow equation. Energy equation. We get the final steady flow equation as q12 equals to v2 square minus v1 square upon 2 plus gz2 minus z1 plus work done between the inlet and outlet of the system plus h2 minus h1. This one is equation 2. No. Now we are going to see the various application of steady flow energy equation in our daily life and in different devices. So in examination also they are asking, write the application of steady flow energy equation in the general life or in the different devices. So let's see. First, application of SFEE, steady flow energy equation. So first take the case of turbine, we know that turbine is a device which exchanges the heat from, convert the heat from heat energy to mechanical energy. Or you can also say turbine is a device which produce power, power producing device. So in case of turbine or engine or compressor, so in this case we know that power producing device, these are power producing device. First point. Now see, this one is a turbine, this one is the inlet of turbine, this one is the outlet of turbine. Q12, the heat exchange between the inlet and outlet. Here W12, that is some amount of work is done on the turbine. Okay, so W12. Now the turbine is fully insulated. So here heat exchange equal to 0. First case. Now second case, the velocity at inlet and outlet of the system are very small, so we can take it as negligible. So if the velocity is negligible or 0, if you are assuming, then the kinetic energy becomes 0, because kinetic energy equal to half mv square. So del k I am denoting as kinetic energy equal to 0, and potential energy del Pe equal to also 0. Okay, now substitute this condition in this equation 2, we get the steady flow energy equation in case of turbine. So this Q1 2 is 0, equal to, this whole term becomes 0 because velocity is 0, that is kinetic energy is 0. So this one also 0, plus potential energy, this term also becomes 0, plus this work done, plus H2 minus H1 enthalpy. If we are finding out the work done, so we can get it as H1 minus H2. This work done, then W12 equal to H1 minus H2. So here in the case of turbine, the work done is negative. So this means that if the work done is negative, means the work is done on the system. Okay, so in case of turbine, the work done is negative. Now in case of boiler, so this is the second application. In case of boiler, boiler is a device which main function is to generate the steam. So it is a steam generator, you can also tell. In case of boiler, suppose this one is a boiler. So in case of boiler, there is no work done. So work done 0. The velocity at inlet and outlet of the boiler are very small, so it is negligible. So kinetic energy also becomes 0. Potential energy also becomes 0. If you are substituting this case in this equation, so we get the steady flow energy equation for boiler. Q1, see, this term becomes 0. Kinetic energy 0, plus potential energy also 0. So this term 0, plus work done is also 0, plus H2 minus H1. So finally we get Q12 equal to H2 minus H1. So this one is the heat exchange between the inlet and outlet of the boiler, and this one is the enthalpy change. So take it as SFEE equation for boiler. Now the third application is for condenser. So generally condenser condense the liquid. So see, if this one is a condenser, in the downward there is a cold fluid, in the upper portion there is a hot fluid. Take it as a 1, 2, and this one as a 3, 4. Here m dot c, m dot c, m dot h, m dot h. That is rate of mass flow for cold fluid, m dot c, and m dot h denote the rate of mass flow for a hot fluid. So if we are insulating the condenser from the outside, then there is only heat exchange between this hot fluid and the cold fluid inside the condenser. So heat gained by the cold fluid equal to the heat lost by the hot fluid. So heat gained by cold fluid equal to heat lost by hot fluid. So it becomes m dot c h1 minus h2 equal to m dot h h4 minus h3. So this is the equation for steady flow equation in case of condenser. Now we are going to see the steady flow energy equation in case of nozzle. So we know that nozzle is a device which just increase the kinetic energy of the fluid or velocity of the fluid and decrease the pressure. So see, this one is just, suppose this one is a CD nozzle, here is the inlet, here is the outlet. So in case of nozzle, there is no heat exchange. So Q12 equal to 0. There is no work done. So work done also 0. Del P potential energy also 0. But there is a kinetic energy. Because the main function of nozzle is to increase the initial velocity to final velocity. It means there may be a kinetic energy. So if we are substituting this all value in this equation, we get 0 equal to V2 square minus V1 square upon 2 plus potential energy becomes 0 plus work done is also 0 plus H2 minus H1. Now if we are writing this equation in a simple form, then we get V1 square by 2 plus H1 equal to V2 square by 2 plus H2. Okay. Or simply you can write H1 minus H2 equal to V2 square minus V1 square upon 2. So for V2 square we get under root 2 times H1 minus H2 plus V1 square. Suppose if the initial velocity is negligible in compared to the final velocity, that means V1 is negligible in compared to V2. So we get V2 equal to under root 2 H1 minus H2. This is the equation for steady flow energy equation in case of nozzle. The fifth application we are going to see in case of throttling process. So first we have to know what is the throttling process. Suppose a fluid is passing through a orifice, and if the pressure decreases by some amount and the velocity increases, that process is called the throttling process. So see this one, suppose this one is an orifice. If a fluid is passes through this duct, okay, and at initial condition, if there is a decrease of pressure and increase in velocity, then this flow generally called as throttling process. So in case of throttling process, work done equal to 0 and heat exchange equal to 0. Potential energy equal to 0. If you are substituting this value in this equation, we get the steady flow energy equation in case of throttling process. So 0 equal to V2 square minus V1 square by 2 plus this one 0. Work done is also 0 plus H2 minus H1. H1 minus H2 equal to V2 square minus V1 square upon 2. So this one is the steady flow equation in case of throttling process. This is the end of our today's session. In the next video lecture, we will be discussing about the numerical problem based on steady flow energy equation. So if you have any doubt, you can join our WhatsApp link or Facebook link given in the description box. So like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get more videos, latest notification. Hope you understand and enjoy today's session. Bye bye. Take care. Have a fun day.